Sovereignty belong to each individual, government simply being an agent to protect the freedom of individuals. Tonight, the royal wedding, ritual, and the American Republic. This morning in London, William Windsor married Catherine Middleton. That would be Britain's Prince William married the Duchess of Cambridge, Kate Middleton. The event, full of religious and secular ritual, may have been watched by up to 2 billion people, nearly a third of the global population. What merits such interest? Currently, Prince William is heir to the British throne, the most prominent, obsequious, and absurd of the more than half-dozen thrones left on the European continent. Thomas Paine, himself an Englishman, once wrote that a more ridiculous figure of government than hereditary succession could not be conceived. And as usual, he's right. Think about it. Would you get on a plane if you knew the pilot inherited the cockpit? Would you lie on an operating table if you knew the surgeon inherited the scalpel? Would you entrust the defense of your freedoms to the police if you knew they inherited their badges? Of course not. Acquired skills are not hereditary, and neither is the legitimacy of power. Fortunately, the founding fathers of this country led a revolution against William's ancestors to throw off the yoke that the King of England had on us here. And when they did, they listed a host of grievances for the candid world in the Declaration of Independence. Among them, that King George III had issued his own search warrants, prevented free travel, created a large bureaucracy that destroyed the colonists' personal freedom, and taxed them to death. Sound familiar? So why is there so much interest in the British royal wedding in this country of revolutionary origin? It comes down to ritual. Rituals have the effect of creating a bond in people. Rituals are symbolic actions that serve to identify and bind people to their communities. Shaking hands is a ritual. Waving at folks is a ritual. Wearing a necktie is a ritual. For the British, curtsying to the monarchy is a ritual. Every wedding ceremony is a set of rituals too, powerful ones that have aided in the formation and maintenance of family unities since the dawn of the social order. Those rituals, juxtaposed with the glitz and glamour of the British crown, every penny and pound which is owned by it truly stolen by William's ancestors and passed on to his grandmother, are why all those eyeballs were fixed on Kate and Will this morning. After we won the revolution, the attempt to impose royal ritual on American political institutions began in earnest. Alexander Hamilton, that scourge of free minds and free markets, wanted George Washington to be a king. And though Washington resisted this attempt, some figments of monarchy have been embedded into the presidency since the founding of the Republic. Today, Abraham Lincoln sits on a throne in a temple built for him, not far from the White House built for his predecessors by slaves. Today, many people expect the president to run the economy, keep us safe, bind us together, console us, take care of us, make us feel good, like the kings of old did. Today, when President Obama travels outside the country, 600 people accompany him to serve him. All this is wrong. Why is it wrong? It's wrong because we are a republic, a form of government that for most of human existence has struggled for its integrity, because republics rely on free people, while those who inherit positions of power tend to want to make slaves of the people. And so it goes that the most dangerous threat to a republic comes not from foreign enemies, but from the leadership of the republic itself. Leaders who start wars on their own, impose their own regulations, borrow money against the future, dream up their own powers, and act like they are kings. That's how we have arrived at the brink of losing our freedoms. How do we walk back from this precipice and restore our freedoms? You know the answer. We must return to first principles. We must support leaders who will abide by the constitutional principles of limited government and inalienable personal freedom. We must reject the ritualization of the Constitution, the attempt to make it little more than a symbol or replacement for patriotism, like the flag and the national anthem have become. And we must reject the mystification of rituals in people in the government. Barack Obama is just a man. Hillary Clinton is just a woman. John Boehner and Paul Ryan are just people like you and me, just like Kate and William. In America, we don't celebrate or exalt or elevate people, but we do celebrate and exalt and elevate those truths and values which preserve our freedom. From New York, defending freedom on both sides of the pond and every night of the week. So long, America.